are playing one game a week and can capitalise. It's only Manchester United that actually have the ability to capitalise on that one game a week situation.
I think it's going to be more of a factor for us than I think United fans are giving it credit for. The fact that we've got one game a week. One game a week, we've got a pretty, like, hopefully we'll start to have a more settled squad and settled web. This is all on the hope more than anything that Amorim can really do some good work this summer.
Yeah.
And put in a groundwork that actually stays in the ground rather than being ripped up third game of the season like Ten Hag used to do. Like Ten Hag used to prepare things for 6 weeks in pre-season, and when it didn't work in the second and third game week, he'd then rip it up and go back to like a 4-3-3 transition. I hope we don't do it this season. I hope we kind of go through and stick with stuff, because there's no point in not sticking.
I think history shows that when teams do have just the one game a week, it does help them.
It'll kick in around December.
Yeah,
I think as long as we can maintain at least half decent run of form up until December. The fact that we have one game a week plus the Carabao Cup game,
and in any event, I don't think United are going to be anywhere near as bad as it was last season, especially with Mbeumo and Cunha.
It's funny to say that we are going to be, but I don't think we will either.
No,
it's not possible.
You won't.
It's actually not possible.
Oh, it definitely. I can tell you it is.
It's not.
It's not.
You guys, if it wasn't for the 3 teams at the bottom being so bad, you guys actually could have been in some sort of relegation battle conversation, which is just nuts.
Probably.
Yeah. With Mbeumo and Cunha, that's just impossible.
And not only that, it's on the record that the guy said he didn't even want to take on the job last season when he
actually,
and there was a reason why he said that.
He said at the time he wanted it in the summer, but he said after the end of last season that he's happy he took it in December. Because Amorim said, I've made mistakes in my first 6 months that I know I'm not going to make next season.
Okay.
And otherwise, if I'd come in the summer, I'd have made those mistakes next season.
No, but the thing is, you got to understand that he would have been aware of the certain level of toxicity at the club. You're making moves now to remove some of that toxicity. So it's going to be a different environment coming in.
I really hope it is. And I do kind of think the fans, we need to play our part.
I
really think we do. We can't just throw out the pram.
I think your atmosphere is strong though, isn't it?
You were backing him last season anyway.
2 weeks ago.
No, not online, but at the ground.
To be fair, you're probably right.
I feel like for how bad you guys were, I feel like in the ground, your support is pretty damn good.
At Old Trafford, it was pretty unified last season. Like, to be fair, like that Lyon game, for example, that doesn't happen without our fans literally
could have been way more toxic.
Bro. Yeah. No, you are right, to be fair. You are right. And I think Cunha and Mbeumo are going to raise that. Especially in Mbeumo. I think Cunha's I think we spoke about this before, but like Cunha's a bit of a wild card. I think he'll be great. But I think Mbeumo's a player that we can now fall back on, like we have with Bruno Fernandes. We can just fall back on him and rely on him to just be
But
good.
I think with Cunha, especially if he does well,
if
say
he
for
does
example,
well, he's
God forbid, he scores against Arsenal in that first game of the season, and he does a certain swagger celebration. You can just imagine the fans are going to embrace him, big time.
Who do you think is going to be the first player? So this is a different question. Who do you think is going to be the first player to pull out the Gyökeres celebration against Arsenal? If I could pick one person to guarantee an amazing season from, I wouldn't go Bruno because I think it's likely anyway. I wouldn't go Mbeumo because I feel it's likely anyway. But Cunha, as I said right at the beginning of the programme, I think he's a little more of a wild card.
Yeah, he's a maverick.
Yeah, because he is. But if he does that well, and he's leading the line on that left-hand side, especially after having like Rashford and Garnacho with so many issues on that left-hand side over the course of the last few years. Cunha plays well, 15 to 20 goals across all comps, whatever it is, and then 10 assists, and he just leads it, and he's like the face of it, and all the others just work and do well and do amazing, like Ahmad was last season, and Mainoo improves and Yora improves and all of that. I feel like Cunha could be so infectious.
You know what it is as well? It's what I call that maverick factor in it. Every club, when you support a club, you want the maverick to do well, because
I just want a Brazilian to do well at United. I really, because we haven't
you've
really
had quite a few in it.
We've had a few. We've
Anthony.
had a load of Brazilians in the past. And so our first Brazilian signing was Kleberson in 2002.
Yeah.
And it's like we've had Anderson won the Champions League, the double with us, and Anderson,
Golden Boy, wasn't he?
Yeah. But that didn't really work out in the way you'd expect a Golden Boy to work out. Anthony didn't work out. Fred was Fred. He cult hero Fred, but he wasn't the world class midfielder we wanted. And then other Brazilian, it hasn't really worked to the point where we've not had a Brazilian superstar. And I feel like that's the thing that every club should have is a Brazilian superstar at some point at least.
Yeah.
And we haven't had it. And I really want that to be Cunha.
Like
Really want it to be a test.
You have a goal-scoring maverick that does well in your team. The whole fan base aligns behind them.
And I think if Cunha works, I think that will do absolute wonders for us. See, I'm trying to be positive. After last season, I'm trying to look forward.
No, you have to, man. When it's a new season and nothing's done yet, like everybody starts on the same points, you just have to pray.
There's potential everywhere.
You do have to pray.
From earlier as well, they was asking you, Dylan. Well, they're not asking, they're saying, in fact, if Kobbie Mainoo is sold, they will be Amorim and Ineos out.
Is that how strongly you feel about Kobbie Mainoo? Because I guess where does he really sit right now? Subplot, but where does he really even sit in this 3-4-3 right now?
Kobbie Mainoo's not leaving. I like if you want comfort on Kobbie Mainoo's future, he's not. I'm so sure, unless something goes really wrong in the next couple weeks, he's not leaving this summer. Amorim really likes him. Amorim's always been full of praise for Mainoo, and the reason
that, but he didn't really play him that much
because he was injured. Mainoo got like 3 injuries last season. So this is the thing. I feel no one's really thought about this with Mainoo, and people just aren't saying this. Mainoo came back late from pre-season because he was at the Euros last summer, right? And then he came back, but he then started in our first game of the season against Fulham, played 90 minutes. He then played 90 minutes in like 14 of the next 12 games without a pre-season. Then got injured. He got injured, and then Amorim came in. Amorim then worked with him for a couple of weeks, but then Mainoo got injured again. Yeah. So when Amorim was figuring out his whole team, Mainoo was on the treatment bench. You couldn't even watch him in training.
Yeah.
Then Mainoo came back, and he started playing well. He had a really good game in the Europa League, and he played against Palace. And then he got injured again. And so when Amorim was when it became really obvious that we were just all guns blazing on that Europa League final, that Europa League run, Amorim was sorting out who he wanted to make sure was in the quarters and the same as in the finals. Mainoo was injured, so didn't even have a shot at getting into the team. And by the time Mainoo then came back, Amorim, I think, had made his mind up and didn't want to make any changes.
Yeah.
And up until the final, it was the right idea because we got through against Lyon again, dodgily, but we beat Athletic Club when everyone thought we wouldn't. We got through to the final. We then played horrendously against Spurs, but you can't change that. Yeah. But I think for the most part, Mainoo was just suffering the consequences of not being fit at key times in Amorim's decision-making. But this summer, he's fit. He's had a whole summer off. He's been doing loads of legwork. He looks, I've been getting lots of roasting for this, but saying he looks a lot leaner than he did, which for someone who needs to be, when Amorim's looking for a very, very athletic midfielder, that's important. That's what you need to be. You can't be bulky. You need to be lean and fit and quick.
He's got to be box to box, and he's got to be able to defend. I think defensively, if he can improve, that will be big for him because Man United right now, the only place I can really see him playing is that pivot now that Mbeumo and Cunha are basically taking the double
I think he
tens.
can play there. He maybe not as good last season because we didn't have a lot of the ball, but this season hopefully we had literally physically have more of the ball, so Mainoo can be on the ball more, and that's when he shines the most.
It's a big season for him because obviously it's World Cup year. Yeah. So if he can get regular football,
but I have full confidence.
Because I mean, he broke into the England side, made a big impression on people, and then he kind of went quiet, like you said.
Because it's because of injuries and circumstance. I'm so confident that Kobbie Mainoo is a good enough player that he will play and win Amorim over because he's that good. He just we've all seen it, and I know there's Spurs interest in Kobbie Mainoo, but
they're also looking at Paulinho as well.
It's kind of Fugazi reports, I think, with the Spurs stuff. There's no like real major outlets have said that, and the only issue with Mainoo is if he doesn't sign a new contract. He's got 2 years left now, so next summer is his last year. I think if he doesn't sign a new deal, then we might be in trouble because United won't want to lose him for free. But again, I also think that he'll sign a new deal. He's 20.
He's a Manchester lad.
Exactly.
Seems
if you had to put a price on him, before I go to super chats, what would be the figure for you?
As in what I would accept this summer?
Yeah.
80. 70, 80 million.
That's
steep. We've seen him.
Oh,
you've seen Kobbie.
I haven't seen enough for 70.
20.
That's what I mean. He's 20 years old. Wow. He's not some 24-year-old player who's kind of had a couple injuries.
I thought he was about 22, 3.
He's a kid.
No.
He's a kid. He was playing in that World Cup final, starting over Trent Alexander-Arnold, Real Madrid's new golden boy, at 19.
I'll say 60. 65 maybe.
No. I wouldn't want to see.
He said 80.
70.
No, that's a bit,
I wouldn't.
I think 60 is a bit more
because that's what he's worth to us at least now, and he'll be worth more once he signs a new contract.
But having said that, I can't see him leaving anytime soon.
I'm very confident in that.